Ladies
Hello.
and gentlemen, as the great Hank Williams Jr. would say, are you ready for some football?
I
Absolutely.
like that.
Absolutely.
That was great.
That was good. I like that. That was good.
That was great. From now on, you do the intros. I love it.
All right,
Well,
sounds good.
Yeah. Welcome to Social Sports Pad Podcast. The first episode is going to be bumpy and a big ass road to film. Let's go. So, on our first topic today, what do we want to talk about for football?
I think we should start with week 1 preseason and how the team seemed to fare for there.
Yeah? What's your thoughts so far on the preseason? I didn't get to watch much of the games because I was at a wrestling event. But
I got scores pulled up right now. So, Giants won yesterday. So that's good.
So they're one win of the year. Okay, gotcha.
Ravens pick up their 21st straight preseason win. That's pretty impressive.
21st straight?
Yeah.
They haven't lost it. Wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing stat. Falcons took out the Lions 23-23 yesterday.
Well, let's stop there. Hold on. Stop there for a bit. The Lions and the Falcons. So, let's look at this. The box score. Let's look at the stats because I'm intrigued by that because, they have a new quarterback.
I think the Lions are going to shock people.
So Mariota only threw twice. Like,
Really? Wow.
this Ritter guy, whoever this guy is, he played most of the game.
Wow.
He's the rookie. You don't really need to see much of anything from Mariota. You saw pretty much what he could do in Tennessee. So I think that's what Atlanta's working on for that.
Still gotta get some chemistry going on though.
I'm not really sure the hype about Mariota. I mean, he's not really.
He's not all that good, but he's definitely better than Josh Rosen.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, let's go down the scores again.
All right, let me get back up.
All right, so we were on the Atlanta, Detroit.
Okay, so here we go. Next one is Browns beat the Jaguars 24-13. That's going to be interesting because Deshaun Watson being suspended for 6 games. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but he's able to play in the preseason, which is interesting.
I'm not sure how he did
That way he can develop some chemistry. I think Jacoby Brissett's the backup there. So,
in Cleveland.
I don't know. It's Josh Rosen.
Wouldn't know that far.
Guy. I don't see.
Looks like Joshua Dobbs is the backup quarterback for them.
Well, you don't really have to be a good quarterback to play in Cleveland. Just turn and hand off the Chubb. That's pretty much the bread and butter there should be.
I honestly think that with that Deshaun Watson mess that's going on, I really think it was a stupid idea to trade Baker away to Carolina. So.
Well, I think that's why they have Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen hasn't been given a chance though.
No,
he had that rookie year in Arizona, and then they got a new coach, and the coach traded him away to the Dolphins, and then the Dolphins, of course, drafted Tua.
Yeah.
So he never even had a shot. He never had a shot yet.
No, he really hasn't, honestly.
The Dolphins didn't really care about him. They were like, they weren't our guy.
They don't really care about him.
We're not gonna play him.
They don't really care about anybody, honestly.
No, they don't.
I think every team around the league is seen what he did in Arizona instead of wrote him off.
Yeah, when they brought in Kyler Murray, that ended that experiment there.
Yeah.
It's
the same thing happened. Yeah, it happened to him in Arizona. It happened to him in Miami.
You got a really good quarterback, and just you write him off because
Yeah, they didn't even give him a chance. Like, it's not his fault. Like, that management for him was garbage. And then you got Arizona beating the Bengals 36-23. That's a pretty good score.
Yeah.
Coming off that Kyler Murray huge-ass contract extension.
Yeah, and apparently he has to study 4 hours before, but I don't know if that's true now. I don't know. They might have rescinded that.
He didn't even play last night. Or that night. He didn't play at all.
I don't think. It's like the Jets took out the Eagles. That's going to be interesting because they got to figure out whether Zach Wilson is healthy for the Jets. So that's going to be interesting. He's going to miss about 4 weeks with a knee injury.
Flacco's going to start against the Ravens.
Yeah.
First game.
Flacco actually threw for I think 338 yards yesterday. So proves that Joe Flacco can still throw the ball even though.
Yeah, he can still play the ball, throw the ball, but he's just age has caught up to him.
Old,
he's no Aaron Rodgers.
Looks like
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, the 49ers beat the Packers 28-1 with a nice pass, 76-yard from Lance to Gray.
Yeah, I think honestly that situation's very interesting with Jimmy Garoppolo and that situation there. Whether they're going to trade Jimmy G somewhere remains to be seen there.
Yeah, who's going to want him now?
I don't know.
Maybe the Jets.
You could see when he used to play for before that he never really threw the ball. He just really kind of handed it off. So he's not really I think one game I don't remember. I think he didn't throw the ball at all, literally at all.
Like now we're talking about Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
So then you have the Chiefs and the Bears. The Bears beat the Chiefs. They squeaked out a victory.
Yeah, the Bears beat the Chiefs. I'm not too worried about the Chiefs losing in preseason. I think they're going to be as good as they usually are.
You would think so, but losing that speed receiver, but they did get another receiver in return, though.
Yeah, Valdez. I never
And you
worried.
got Juju, so.
I mean, as long as you got Patrick Mahomes under center, they're never gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyreek Hill is going to be a big loss, but
his work-life balance is anything but balanced. But when it gets
I don't honestly think that Tua is going to be that great with Miami.
I mean, I really don't think that Tyreek Hill's going to blossom in Miami.
I don't because Tua is overthrowing him, and I don't think that Tua can get the ball to him. And I think that's not going to be a good thing.
Yeah, unless they get chemistry or something, maybe I don't know.
Hopefully, but I don't. I think maybe like a year after, but I don't see it happening right away.
Yeah, no, I don't see it. So then you have Carolina beating Washington in the last seconds of the game.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Now,
it was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I'm watching that on the ESPN app.
I come looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Sam Howell played against third stringers.
Yeah.
But stat wise, I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, 9 for 6 for 145. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 for 16, 145 yards. Wentz went for 10 for 13 for 74 against the starters.
Matt Carroll didn't really do well either, so I mean, I don't. That's quite a competition between Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold there. So.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Well, PJ Walker did good though.
Yeah. It's like,
he didn't do bad.
Yeah.
Now, Brian Robinson, he's making a case for himself. They lost Ricky.
Oh.
Brian Robinson has made a case for himself. He's now.
Where's he on the
making
Panthers? He on the Panthers?
No, he's on Washington. He's the new rookie running back. Gibson lost the ball. He fumbled it on his first carry.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. And I was watching that on the ESPN app, and it was just like Washington could have closed out Carolina in the last few minutes, but they had a penalty on a fumble, which gave Carolina the ball back, and then they committed another penalty by pulling off I think Matt Carroll's face mask, so that was another penalty. So Washington kind of made some sloppy mistakes in the end of that game, so they could have.
Yeah, discipline is the key. Discipline's key. But yeah, we were talking about the rookie running back for Washington, and talking about the competition between him and Gibson. There's a high probability if Robinson keeps up his productivity in the preseason that Gibson could lose his starting job. I mean, fumbling the ball was the issue last year and the year before, and he already fumbled it once already.
I was talking to somebody earlier, and I said, well, I kind of enjoy preseason. I don't really care. I mean, preseason is good. I quite enjoy it because, you get to watch your team and you get to watch some people that you never get to maybe see really at all.
Yeah, you get to see some players you never seen.
I mean, if you ever get a chance to go to an NFL preseason game, it's actually interesting. You should actually get to go because it's actually really pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a one tight end, a rookie tight end. I think his name is Bates. That guy supposedly is supposed to be really good. He's been showing a lot of skills in practice. Yeah, it's just practice, but he's super tall too. He's like Gronkowski tall.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I mean, he's been showing off some skills. He might show up. So hopefully that's what we needed. We needed that tight end. I mean, we have Logan Thomas, but he's been getting injured. But he's not as injury plagued as Jordan Reed was.
Where's that? In Washington?
Yeah, Washington. He was a quarterback.
I mean, they haven't really. I mean, they honestly haven't really been great in years. So hopefully Carson Wentz is the answer to that.
Probably not.
I think they're better. I think they're hoping Hal transitions over to being a really good quarterback.
I don't think Carson Wentz has really many more years left, maybe.
I mean, he's only 29. I mean, he'll be 30. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, he's in his prime if you think about it. He's in his prime age right now.
Yeah, but it goes against him that he's on the Commanders, so it goes against him.
Watch it. All right, so now we have the Bills beating the Colts 27-24.
Yeah,
what stands out?
Bills actually ended up coming back and winning that game, actually, because they were down actually 24-10. So Tyler Bass kicked the game-winning field goal there.
They got Foles on the Colts and Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Buffalo, I guess in that game there was a lot of penalties and turnovers. Colts forced 5 turnovers against the Bills, so that's something got to be picked up for them.
Yeah,
I mean, the Colts have a solid defense.
They do. I don't think Josh Allen played yesterday at all.
No, they had backups.
So, Case Keenum kind of really struggled in his debut, so I think Barkley may be the backup quarterback for Allen there.
Barkley, that's hilarious.
One receiver to watch for Buffalo is that Khalil Shaker. 5 catches, 92 yards yesterday for him. So it was a great preseason for him. But Bills got to clean it up because they were sloppy. You can't really be like that.
No, you can't. Now here's the first preseason game without Russ Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Drew Lock went for 102. He went 11-15.
Yeah, Kirby Pickett.
Kirby Pickett did good. He didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph should have done better.
Right. I mean, Mason Rudolph is okay. He's not spectacular, but he's okay.
Trubisky apparently is supposed to be the starter there right now. But they're not.
I did hear a rumor about that.
Well, what I heard is that it's a very lackluster competition for the quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Trubisky's not bad. He was the backup quarterback in Buffalo, so he is not that bad. I don't think he's ever thrown a pick 6 in his career. I don't think.
He had that one good year, and then he fell off.
Yeah, he's just been resorted to backups quarterbacks lately.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Drew Lock fares.
Drew Lock, I think Drew Lock isn't a bad quarterback. I think he just needs more, I don't know, he needs more confidence, I suppose, really.
Now you got the Dolphins beating the Buccaneers 26-24.
Looks like, so the Bucs had a chance to win that game. Looks like they missed the game-winning field goal, so.
Sucks to be them.
Tom Brady is away for a couple preseason games dealing with some personal issues, so Kyle Trask took over.
Yeah, his wife. That's his personal issues.
Didn't really do too bad. 25, 33, 258, 1 touchdown for him, so it's not too bad.
I mean, does Brady really have to play in the preseason?
Not really.
No, I mean, he can go out there in a wheelchair and still do good, probably.
I think this might be Brady's last year, but then I may be biased about that.
I'm pretty sure this is his
That
last
might be
year.
a hope.
I know. I thought
Not a bias.
I thought he wouldn't be coming back.
I mean, I think it all depends on his stats and how he goes out.
I mean, he doesn't have Gronk anymore, so that's gonna be tough. But he did pick up Kyle Rudolph, so
I mean, picking up Kyle Rudolph and losing Gronk when you have as many weapons on the Tampa Bay offense,
right.
Yeah, like that's kind of moot. I mean, you still have Fournette as your running back. You still have Mike Evans,
I'm not worried about
Chris
him.
Godwin.
I'm not worried about Tampa.
Actually, I am a little bit worried about Tampa Bay. You know, with Mike Evans getting injured, how is Chris Godwin gonna come back from? I think it was an ACL injury last year. So,
I mean, yeah, it does sound like they have some questionable injuries that they need to.
I mean, that's a local guy here around Delaware. He's from Maryland.
Chris Godwin.
Yeah, he's a local guy. Actually, no. Is he from Maryland or Delaware?
I don't even remember.
Let me double check here. Hold on. Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, right?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yep.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking Curtis. There's a Curtis too, isn't there?
He's from Delaware.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he went to Cesar Rodney, I think.
Middletown.
Middletown.
Yeah, the Cesar Rodney guy in the NFL is what's his name? Deron Harmon.
Okay. Yeah, I knew there was a guy from Cesar Rodney too. There's another guy that they mentioned too that was from Delaware.
Joe Flacco.
No, no, I think he's a rookie. He made like the practice squad or something. Not the practice squad. He made the team. He's like an unsigned free agent or something. I think the Commanders might have picked him up. I can't remember. Somebody did. He's from Delaware too.
Nice.
So then you have the Broncos beating the Cowboys. That's always beautiful to see.
Yeah, the Cowboys scored 17 points. I think they scored the lowest out of everybody. I think they did.
The Cowboys, it's like Dak, which I guess that's a good thing because you don't want to get them to get hurt. Rippon, I'm maybe biased. I've always wanted Rippon to do good, but I don't ever see him being a starter. But
Who's that?
it's Brett Rippon. It's
I doubt it.
Mark Rippon's
I mean, someone will pick him up.
nephew. I think it's his nephew. I think it is.
Someone will pick him up eventually.
I was hoping Washington would have drafted him just for the state name.
You never know. You never know.
He's still young.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. I'm sure he'll.
I mean, he shows flashes of being a good quarterback. I don't know if you've seen last year when he was playing. He did pretty good.
Who does he play for?
Broncos. He didn't do too bad last year.
I think he'll be a starter as long as Russell Wilson is there, but you don't know how many more years Russell Wilson has got. So
yeah, you have no idea. Like Russell Wilson's days are numbered. I don't think he's as good as he used to be at all.
I don't think moving to another team is going to help him really.
But also that he didn't have a good offensive line in Seattle either. He was getting crushed.
He's got a lot more weapons in Denver though. So
yeah. They
are rumoring him to try to win. They think he might win the MVP with Denver, which knows?
I don't know. Like it's way too soon to, pump the hype brakes. It's just like when anybody talks about Buffalo winning the Super Bowl this year, like, hey, pump the brakes.
Yeah, I've been a lifelong Bills fan. I said, as much as the hype is around the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, they take it one day at a time. They're not worried about the Super Bowl. I mean,
honestly, as a Bills fan, I'm so used to being in that underdog role.
Yeah, and that's
I
what
don't like being.
they want to stay at. I think that's what Allen and the Bills and McDermott has said. Show up day one, do your job, and don't worry about it.
I mean, if you look at it, like with the Bills, whenever the Bills would get hyped, and I mean after the Super Bowl years, like after Kelly left and everything like that, and that wonderful Brady owning us era, basically it just seemed like whenever the Bills would start kind of trending up, that it almost seemed like something would happen and you'd hear almost those are the Bills that we know.
I mean, honestly, I think I agree with you, but I think they're a lot different than they were, because I think McDermott has come in and changed the culture of Buffalo, and I think that they're not the Bills of old anymore. They're
definitely not. They're definitely not.
Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. That kind of really helped the Bills kind of be a little bit more elevated, because you don't have Brady in that division anymore, so it's easier for them to win the division now. But Dolphins are improving, Jets are improving, and the Dolphins are all improving. So.
I don't know if the Jets are improving. We're not going to
I don't think the Jets can improve.
I don't honestly think the AFC East is as easy to win as it has been the last couple of years.
I think their biggest threat is Miami. That's their biggest threat.
Josh Allen is pretty good against Miami, so I'm not worried about it. But I mean, they do have a tough schedule. I feel like they're going to win about 13 games this year, but they're also going to lose some games. I mean, they got a tough game against the Rams in the opener and Tennessee back to back. So they can go 2-1 with that schedule. I think they'll be okay.
I mean, it's a long season, pretty much. I mean, with the amount of, with the 17th regular season game,
right?
Like preseason to me is just moot.
Right.
It's as the saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
The Bills committing turnovers and penalties in the preseason really doesn't mean a whole lot of diddly squat, really, honestly, at all.
I mean, remember last year, and I'll say this to every other Bills fan, anybody who wants to talk up the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we listened to almost the same mess last year. Yeah. We just got to beat Kansas City in the playoffs, and we'll be, Super Bowl, here we come.
Right.
We've done enough. And then what happened week one? We went out, we played against Pittsburgh, and we got punched in the face.
Because we weren't prepared, I don't think.
How? Brandon.
Power.
You have preseason games. You have all this to get ready.
Right.
You knew who you were going against week one.
I mean,
in the Steelers.
I mean, I honestly think they came out and thought, hey, we're gonna beat this team, but they weren't prepared, I don't think.
Well, they also thought Ben Roethlisberger was on his last leg, which they're right, but they probably underestimated him too.
Right. Yeah, they did. They came in and go, well, and I don't think they're going to, as much as they're Super Bowl favorites, everybody's Super Bowl favorite. I mean, you start off 0-0. Everybody starts season off 0-0.
Except the Jets, they're already out.
Yeah, they're already eliminated already.
And the Lions.
And the Giants.
Honestly, I don't agree with that. I think the Lions are going to shock people this year for some reason.
I'm sorry, repeat that again.
I mean, they're a lot better than the Bears.
I don't believe it either, but I honestly don't think there is a
Yeah, I don't think the Bears have their quarterback yet.
You don't think?
I don't think the Bears have their anything yet.
I don't know. It's kind of up in the air, really.
Like, the Bears are, dare I say, my lock. If you ask me who's going to get that number one draft pick this next year,
I think it would be the Lions, maybe.
I don't know. The Lions aren't horrible.
Oh, the the Lions are way better than.
Not sure who would get that. Not sure who would get that. And maybe Seattle.
Actually, you know what? Seattle probably has a better chance.
I would think Seattle maybe get that. Would probably have the worst record because I don't think
They don't have a quarterback.
I think that they're going to get over the hump of losing Russell Wilson.
Like Drew Lock is your solution?
I don't think Drew Lock is the solution at all for them. I think it's going to be
Denver thought that way.
It's really going to be hard to the loss of Russell Wilson, so I don't think they're going to do that well.
Well, Denver's also trying to win now. Is what they're trying to do. That's why they went out and got Russell Wilson.
But I don't think Russell Wilson. I don't really think Russell Wilson is the answer for Broncos either. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Denver needed to make a splash.
They did.
I'm sorry, with the way the AFC West is, you have to make a splash if you are going to keep up with everybody else in the division. Look at the Chargers.
Do you realize that everybody has improved except Kansas City? I mean, look at the Raiders. They went out and got Devontae Adams. Denver Broncos went out and get Russell Wilson. Chargers went out and picked up Khalil Mack. I mean,
Khalil Mack isn't as good as they say he is.
No, he's still good. That was like
he didn't do anything for the Bears.
The Chargers focused on their defense this time around. I mean, they did. The Chargers did exactly what the Bills used to do during the Brady years. Right. They focused on trying to beat Mahomes.
Right. Did you? Kansas City picked up receiver while everybody else in that division improved.
Well,
two
people out of how many the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chargers all picked up. Chiefs kind of went backwards while everybody went forward.
But here's how I feel about the Chargers picking up Mack. It's going to definitely help Bosa.
Going to help what?
It's going to help Bosa.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to definitely benefit him because they're going to focus a lot more on Mack, and then they're going to go after Bosa. We're going to forget about Bosa, and then he's going to go, and then they're going to forget about Mack because they're going to try to cover Bosa. So, it might actually work out.
Isn't Melvin Gordon still on the Chargers?
Pretty good quarterback, too. So.
What's that?
Justin Herbert's not that bad of a quarterback either, so.
Yeah, no. What were you saying about the Dolphins?
No, I didn't say anything about the Dolphins. I was like, is Melvin Ingram still on the Chargers?
Oh,
I don't think so. No, he's on Kansas City now.
He is? Okay.
Yeah, I think he was the one that went earlier,
Yeah, he's on Kansas City.
Then they got the Rams. Yeah, the Rams did beat the Chargers.
I don't think the Rams repeat as Super Bowl champions as people think they're going to.
You don't think so?
I think everybody's written off the Rams way too soon. Have you ever heard a Super Bowl get flushed as much as, or it's not even flushed? They kind of faded.
Well, you don't know what Stafford. You don't know what Stafford's going to do this year. You don't know that.
I don't know, man.
But still,
coming off of a historic season.
I don't know who wins it, but I don't think the Rams repeat it again.
I don't know, man. They have.
They lost Von Miller. Von Miller's on the Buffalo Bills now, so that's going to be good for them.
Yeah, they picked up Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner, he may have lost a step, but leadership-wise, it's about hand in hand with Von Miller.
I think picking up Von Miller for the Buffalo Bills was huge. Someone told me he was he's old. Well, that doesn't mean he's still not good.
Yeah.
There's rumors. I don't know how true the traction is on this rumor that Odell Beckham could be heading to Buffalo, but I don't know how much tread is on that tire.
I'm really? Everybody's yeah, Odell needs to come to Buffalo. Odell comes to Buffalo. Buffalo beat
that though.
That's just.
I think we have enough. I think we got Diggs, Davis. I don't really think we need him.
He's still unsigned?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still unsigned. I mean, the best move for Odell would just be to sit down.
I mean,
You know,
he is injured, so
keep
he
going
wouldn't
to
be
the
able
gym.
he wouldn't be able to come back right away anyway. So, I mean, he's just going to sit, even if he gets signed.
Maybe Washington should pick him up.
I mean, I think he should go to a team that probably needs him. Buffalo doesn't need him. We have a plethora of receivers.
But we don't really need him either because I see McLaurin and Dotson, whatever his name is, Johan Dotson.
Yeah.
I see him. Both. They're saying that both they have like 2 number 1 receivers now, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it would just. I mean, Odell's kind of like okay, but he's kind of distraction. So,
yeah, that's the only issue with him is that he's a really big distraction in the locker room.
I mean, I don't think there's any tread on the tire of him going to Buffalo. Just there's rumors of Von Miller trying to recruit him to Buffalo, but I don't want him there.
But I mean, they did get Shady. They get Shady McCoy though.
That was a trade. That wasn't a signing. But like with Odell, I mean, he's a decent player. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, he's the locker room distraction. In New York, like pretty much anything was blown up. And then
I mean, did you hear the story about him one day? There was a story about Odell Beckham that I seen on like TikTok or something that he had like a hamstring injury or something, and he really wanted to play. And Kim Jones was talking about this as a reporter. She says he really wanted to play, but nobody would really give him a chance. So he went to talk to the coach, and he ended up getting some more playing time, but nobody really understood that he just couldn't play because of his hamstring injury, and nobody really understood that. They thought he was just being a distraction. But she said she got to know him on a more personal level when he used to play for the whoever.
I mean, Buffalo one has dealt with a distraction receiver before.
Oh yeah, that guy that what's his name? I think Von Davis retired right at halftime, left the team right in the middle.
Wrong. We had T.O.
Terrell Owens, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, T.O., when you talk about players that are distraction players, you know, most people think T.O. number one first.
There was a
He
guy
wants to
who
come back.
I actually think it's Ben's team because I think you've Commanders, right? I think your running back was going to come to Buffalo and then he was signed and then he ended up deciding like I don't want to come there anymore.
Yeah, because
like he was all ready to go to Buffalo and then he decided to stay with Washington.
He got a better
And I mean, with everything that's going on with Buffalo, that probably was the best idea for McKissick to do, which is that's to go back. Because, you know, with Singletary and Moss apparently improving,
Singletary, I don't
plus
know.
with Cook.
I mean, I don't know. Singletary isn't really that great. He's okay. He has good games, and then he has games where,
I mean, you don't have to necessarily be phenomenal all the time.
No, I mean,
you know, especially with the, you know, I mean,
brother now, so
you got to be consistent. Though.
Yeah, I mean that's Singletary's problem. He's not consistent. He's good, and then he has like good games and then bad games. So I don't. But I mean, he's not bad.
Yeah. So, I think what we ought to do now, you know, since we've talked about who's going to win the Super Bowl and who's going to win the division a couple times, we should kind of go through each of the divisions and kind of say what we feel the division winners are going to be and kind of make our way to February, you know, who's going to be our Super Bowl champ.
I'm good with that.
I mean,
so what do you want to start with? You want to start with like?
I mean, let's start with the AFC East, since we since we jump with the Buffalo a lot. You know, AFC East. I definitely feel it is Buffalo's division to lose.
Yeah, right. So I'll go with Buffalo out of that division. I think
Oh, yeah.
I think Miami's going to give them a run, but ultimately I think Buffalo takes it, not being a bias toward the Buffalo Bills, but I think they take that division.
Definitely Buffalo. I don't. The only team I see that would give Buffalo any type of problem would be the Patriots.
Yeah, because they usually do. So I say Buffalo takes that division.
I say they're going to get at least 13 wins.
Yeah, pretty much. 12, 13, something like that. That's what I thought.
Patriots probably might end up with 11.
Yeah, I see Miami end up with like 9. Jets with maybe like 3, 4 or 5. 6 maybe.
Yeah, I see. Let's look at last year's standings. See how they do. They won 4 last year.
I say they won 6 this year.
Buffalo won 11 last year.
I think the way the division was last year, I think it ends up that way again. With Buffalo getting a couple more wins than they did.
Now, the next division, we know the Steelers aren't going to be in it at all. They're already eliminated. Really, the division depends on how the Browns play without Watson. And then it all depends on how Watson plays.
I think Baltimore comes out and takes that division.
Yeah, because you don't know if Watson's going to be the player he was when he was.
I mean, don't sleep on Cincinnati though. So I think it could be Cincinnati, Baltimore, fighting for that. I mean, Joe Burrow is pretty good, so I see Baltimore or Cincinnati coming out with wins, probably 10.
Yeah.
I think 10 wins takes that division.
Yeah.
I don't see the Browns.
No, it depends on how the Ravens play.
I see the Browns being a factor.
Yeah, I don't see them being a factor this year. Maybe next year when Watson maybe improves again, because he missed the whole entire year of football.
Oh yeah.
Like, and he's a distraction.
I don't know. That division's like a toss-up. It could be either 4 of them winning. I mean, it's not like a clear cut like the AFC, but I mean, if Lamar can stay healthy, I think the Ravens take that division with 11 wins.
It's like a tossed salad. You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know who. It could be all 4 of them. I mean, it's not like the first one.
I don't know what's going on with this division, but
this is messy. This is a messy one here.
It's a hot pile of mess.
I don't know. I think Tennessee takes it with 9 wins. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think the Colts are going to be that great, and I don't think Jacksonville's going to be that great. Jacksonville's 0-2 already.
Yay, connection.
I mean, the Jaguars have allowed 51 points already in preseason.
I don't see a Jaguars being a factor at all.
I don't know. Tennessee's kind of lost a lot of people too, so I don't see them.
Yeah,
I see the Colts. I see the Colts in the South.
Heck,
they're taking that a landslide.
This division could be like usually 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks are with not very many wins.
Yeah, so.
Honestly, see an 8-win season taking that division there. That's it.
I wouldn't go that far. I think Colts are going to win 10 games, and that's all they're going to need.
All right, yeah. I think 9. I think that'll be it.
I see Tennessee winning 9. It's
Maybe.
I mean,
shall see. They've lost a lot of players, and they're not the same as they were.
Yep, Derrick Henry coming off an injury. There's.
I mean, they lost AJ Brown. I mean, Derrick Henry. It's still. I think Derrick Henry puts them over the top a little bit still. But I don't know. He's coming off an injury too, so I don't know.
You can't rely on him too much longer. He's starting to get wore out.
Texans are garbage. So are the Jaguars. So I think the Colts take that division. I agree with Ricky on that one.
I think the Jaguars get more wins than the Texans.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think the Jaguars finish last in the division.
Yeah.
I don't think Houston has a quarterback to really do anything.
All right, and then let's skip the AFC West for now because that's definitely a fun one there.
They must see there too.
Let's go to the NFC East, where I definitely
think the Cowboys take that one.
I don't know about the Cowboys. They lost Cooper.
True. They lost who?
And they lost Cooper.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Elliott.
He's on the Browns.
Elliott is not as good as he was. He's lost. You can tell he's lost the step.
The Giants.
I don't know what his
Giants,
stats are.
I don't know, or just this is a messy division too.
I think it all depends on how. I don't know, man. Like,
And the Cowboys scored less points of everybody in the preseason yesterday. That was like
Washington could win the division.
it depends
depending on how Wentz
their quarterback
plays.
situation is okay.
Because I've seen Wentz play, and Wentz can play.
Yeah, he can.
And
I think
Quarterback-
maybe the Philadelphia Eagles or the Commanders take it. I don't see the Cowboys or the Giants take it.
quarterback ranking wise, he's the second best quarterback in that division.
Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz.
No, Wentz. Hurts?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Hurts ain't
Oh,
that
yeah.
good. If
Carson's-
Wentz can
not
play, if Wentz can play the game he can play, like he played in Philadelphia, and then he showed glimpses of it in Indianapolis, but his issue is that he forces
I don't
too
know,
much. If he learns,
They're funny because
throw
you
the ball
you
away.
don't know what they're going to do at all.
And then, I mean, you still have Heineke back there, so, I mean, he's shown that he can play, but yeah, he don't have an arm, but
I mean,
They also added
I see Washington
Johan.
probably taking the division with maybe 10 wins. Maybe.
I mean, it's possible. It's a toss-up
mean-
between Washington,
I
Philadelphia,
mean, you're
and Dallas.
facing uncertainty with the Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys. Giants have a new coach. He comes from Buffalo. Brian Dable is not that great.
Daniel Jones is hot doo-doo trash.
Yeah, he is. I mean,
I just can't stand watching him play, man. Like, he looks like a stiff iron board when he plays. He has no emotion. He has no personality.
right. And he doesn't have any wide receivers to throw to.
They don't.
I see Washington taking that division. I can agree with that one.
I see it's Philly. Yeah,
Well, you got to look between Washington and Philly. I don't think those other two are going to be doing anything.
I don't know.
Well,
if
I
Dallas
mean,
is as good.
I mean,
If I had
it's
to
a
predict,
3-horse race.
if I
but-
predict, I would say Washington. Or
All right.
I think it's either Washington or Philly in that division. I think 9 or 10 wins can win that division right now.
yeah, pretty much.
Because if you look at the history of that division, it hasn't been that great lately.
No, I mean the 7 wins won the playoffs, made the playoffs one year.
Yeah. No, I think that was that might have been Washington. I can't remember. It was either
Yeah.
Washington or Philly.
Yeah, what they were like 7-9 or something, but they ended up making it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they won the division too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
That was
Now,
pretty good.
the Packers are
NFC
going to run
North.
away with the North.
I
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, it's the Packers division to lose.
It
Um,
depends
like-
on what Aaron Rodgers does. I mean, it's a big thing. I say the Packers, but that depends on Aaron Rodgers, really.
I mean, the Vikings are good if Cousins doesn't mess up.
Cousins out with COVID right now, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, well.
I don't know. I don't like the Bears and I don't like the Lions. I think the Lions are going to do better, but I don't see them taking the division from the Packers.
I see like 5 wins out of the Lions.
I see the Packers taking the division with 12.
I wouldn't even say 12 is needed, but 12 is probably what they're going to get because of the other teams in that division.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Rodgers is great against them.
Yeah. They were 4-2 last year against their division. Home, they were 8-0. They're actually the only undefeated team at home last year.
Yeah, they're saying because I looked up her NFL bracket, NFL North champions Green Bay.
Now the NFC South. Who's the same?
Definitely went a different direction. I would have gone. I mean, that's
Tampa Bay takes that.
That's Tampa Bay, easy.
Oh yeah, because Carolina's garbage. And so is Atlanta, and so is New Orleans.
Well, New Orleans don't have Sean Payton no more either.
New Orleans has not been the same since Drew Brees. Jameis Winston's not the answer.
Well, I mean, we've only had 1 year of Jameis Winston, so you know, like.
That's very interesting. Wow. That's kind of what I said earlier, and that's kind of what somebody predicted too.
Do they still have what's his name? Yeah, they still have that one guy.
Who's that?
What's he listed as?
Amara.
The guy with the face and the thing.
I'm trying to find him on the roster.
Are we talking about Taysom Hill?
Yeah, there he is. He's a tight end. Okay.
That's what I said. Buffalo Bills over Tampa Bay, and that's what somebody predicted.
That's
what I said earlier.
Taysom Hill is listed as a tight end
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, that's the way he
takes that division. No question.
All right, 2 divisions left. Should we go with the NFC West or the AFC West?
Let's start with NFC.
Yeah. This one's going to be a tough division, honestly.
Rams.
The 49ers have a chance of winning the division depending on how Lance plays, but if he doesn't play well...
Cardinals went on a run last year, so watch them for the division too.
I say the Rams. You know, the Cardinals be a good wild card candidate.
With that Matt Murray stuff. I don't think they do.
I think 49ers.
I mean, I think they're hurt more by the DeAndre Hopkins suspension than they are with anything involving Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he got suspended?
Yeah, he got like 6 games.
Oh gosh. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Performance enhancing drugs or something? Was that what it was?
I didn't know that.
The PED?
I don't know. Some illegal substance. Could be horse tranquilizers. Could be
Fernando Tatis.
estrogen medicine. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Fernando Tatis got hit with that 80-game ban. The memes are running rampant with that thing.
All right.
But yeah, I agree. The Rams, definitely.
I mean, you can't really look past really a lot of people, but I think Rams take that.
Now, the AFC West.
I don't know. That's a toss-up. That's tough. I'm glad we saved that one for last.
Yeah, that's why we saved them for last.
It's not a bad idea.
Because, I mean, any one of these teams can be number 1 or number 4. Yeah, just. But
the way I look at it is the Broncos theoretically are still going to be 4th place. However, it all depends on how Russell Wilson plays. If he plays,
I mean, they're predicting
football.
They're predicting Russell Wilson to win the MVP, but that's a little early for that stuff.
Yeah. We don't know what kind of team Denver actually has. They haven't had an actual quarterback.
Right.
Bridgewater's good, yeah, but he's not.
Bridgewater is not that great. I mean, he's okay.
He's not elite level quarterback like Russell Wilson is.
Yeah, right.
There's also wonderful 2 words that have been Denver's problem for even. I was going to say even while Manning was there, but no, they didn't have this problem when Manning was there. The problem that Denver has is they do not stay healthy.
No.
Sutton has missed games every year. I mean, I like what they're doing at running back, but Russell is only good as his receivers. But definitely agree. Broncos are going to probably be the fourth place team in that division. I think the division winner is going to be the Chargers. I like that defense. It's going to be the defense I probably pick up in a lot of fantasy leagues that I'm in.
That is going to be a tough defense.
Everybody has improved.
Who did the Raiders pick up? I can't remember.
Yeah, honestly, everybody's improved instead of Kansas City. So.
Yeah, I mean, other than Devontae Adams, I can't really think of anything. I think they got Chandler Jones.
Yeah, I think.
Who?
Chandler Jones.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
What position does he play?
The Raiders aren't
Edge rusher.
The Raiders aren't slouchy.
Pass rusher. Yeah, they have Chandler Jones. Yep.
I mean, I still think there's nothing wrong with Kansas City, but I think they're going to kind of regress a little bit.
I mean, they're not going to be like a 14, 15 win team this year. I think they win 11 games.
I mean, I still think Kansas City takes that division, but I don't think it's. So, I mean, I still think Kansas City takes that division. It's tough. I don't think, in past years you probably could have taken Kansas City to run away with the division. I don't think so this year. I don't think it's as clear cut as it usually is.
Yep. So, the harder part. Let's stick with the AFC. Who are your 3 wildcard teams?
I'm gonna say Ravens. I'm not sure. That's tough. I maybe say Tennessee, the Lions, and
AFC.
AFC. Probably the Ravens, the Raiders, and I don't know. Sure. I think Miami.
I'm going to go with, since I got the Chargers winning the West, I'll go Raiders, Chiefs, and whoever.
You think the Chiefs are going to be a wild card team?
Yep. I mean, I said the Chargers are going to win the division, so,
Yeah, I mean, City being resorted to a wild card team.
I mean, if you don't win the division, you're a wildcard team. So, so I definitely think Raiders and Chiefs. And then the third slot is going to be either the Dolphins or the Patriots.
Yeah, I would probably give it to maybe Miami. I mean, you maybe could make a choice. You maybe could make a thing for the Patriots.
I mean, New England is New England. As long as Belichick wears a hoodie, the Patriots have a chance of being in the playoffs.
I think this might be Belichick's last year.
We'll see how it goes. I think as long as he has a winning record, he has.
Yeah, true.
Full reigns in New England.
He'll definitely be around for as long as he wants a job. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would agree with your picks.
What about you, Night Hawk?
Where is he?
He died! No!
Oh no. Nighthawk.
Nighthawk down.
Uh-oh. He's gone.
Alright. We'll continue on. We'll go to the NFC. What your wild card teams are there. I think they're a lot harder to select than
I think
the AFC.
I think I think the 49ers, probably the Vikings, and maybe the Cowboys. I think that's an even tougher division to try to figure out.
Well, I mean, actually, no, because whoever doesn't win between Arizona and the Rams.
Yeah,
I put the Rams win in division, so Cardinals.
Arizona, I could see.
Yeah, then
I see the Rams taking that division, so
yeah. So basically, we can
my
wipe the North.
my wild card would be like the dark horse that nobody would probably pick. I think the Lions could make the wild card. Honestly, I think
Maybe.
they're. But I think they could sneak into a wild card.
All right.
So I think that what still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. It's been pretty good for a podcast today. I love it. I think we're doing great.
Yeah. I mean, I think so God, I should have wrote this down. But your prediction for Super Bowl is Buffalo over Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and that's what I said earlier. I think that I don't want to get too high on the. I just don't want to come across to our fans as being biased toward the Buffalo Bills because I am. I'm not. I don't. I just think that it could be Buffalo and Tampa Bay. I think Buffalo gets over that. I think Buffalo gets over that hump, and I think they face Tampa Bay for the Super Bowl.
I mean, dream scenarios would be, for me, so being a Bills fan, I would love to either beat Tampa Bay or Dallas in the Super Bowl.
Right.
It
would be the ultimate goal if Buffalo could beat Tampa Bay because Tom Brady has tortured us for years, for a long time. So.
And then Dallas. For
if you noticed last year when they almost beat them. So.
Yeah, that was kind of like the. I guess I almost want to say the Tampa Bay game against Buffalo last year was kind of like the flip the switch game.
Yeah.
Because Buffalo so many.
Had that, but honestly, they gave Tom Brady a little bit too much time. I don't remember how that game.
I mean, okay. The concept of time in the NFL is totally irrelevant now. Everybody's like, oh, you give him too much time. Rodgers proved it with the Cowboys that like a minute 27 was too much. Brady can prove any amount of time. Patrick Mahomes proved that 13 seconds is all you need. In the bedroom and on the football field.
If Buffalo had coached a little bit better, they might have won the Super Bowl.
Dude, I'm not gonna argue coaching and semantics and everything like that. I'm saying like with what Kansas City was able to do. All right.
I mean,
basically that game, the Bills and the Chiefs, they took each other out.
They really did.
All right.
They did. That's why I think Cincinnati took out Kansas City in the next round.
Because Buffalo and Kansas City, that fourth quarter, was just.
They were literally going back and forth at each other, like every drive.
The defenses were zombies.
They were.
Okay, and the only thing that Kansas City got, for them that kept it going was they had the ball last.
If Buffalo slips kicks that, you probably take at least 5 or 10 seconds off the clock at least.
It takes like 2 or 3.
Yeah, and
Like everybody
I
goes, a
honestly
squib
think
kick
that
would have
Mahomes-
changed everything. It's
I don't think Mahomes gets down the field in that much time. 10 seconds. Because one play would take 5 seconds off the clock, and I don't think he would have got there.
One play literally took 5 seconds, and it took him 60 yards.
True.
All right, one pass to Tyreek Hill, like freaking took him all the way down the field.
Yeah, I know, because Tyreek's a friggin' monster.
All right, I'm just saying. You know, and I mean, a lot of people are like, oh yeah,
way.
you know.
And I'm glad that they've changed coin toss, because I really think that everybody deserves a shot in the final.
Only in the playoffs. Like in the playoffs, like I
Like
really
Buffalo,
think like
Buffalo
it should have been.
Shot, they probably would have come back and probably won.
I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like even with that, like it's just
I'm
overtime rules were just like they needed to look at them after like for a long time. And it's nice that the league has started to look into it more. I like the college game when it comes to overtime.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it should boil down to, you know, you just back them up 5 each possession. Like, you know, like, hey, start them at the 5, you get,
right.
you know, no field goals. Just, you got to score a touchdown.
Right.
You know, and unless you know, 30 yards back, you know, then you can start kicking. But, yeah, that's... All right, well, I mean, since it looks like we lost Ben,
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah, we should kind of sign off for it. You know, hopefully, you know, we'll do better next time.
I think we did a great. I really enjoyed doing that with you guys. It was a great hour to talk about sports.
Yeah, you know, definitely fun. And you know, like I said,
we'll work on the